Mama June, family crisis. June Shannon destroys family outing. Mama June. Family crisis star June Shannon is finally making positive headway with her daughters, Lauren Pumpkin Ifford, Jessica Chubbs Shannon, and Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson. She has put in a lot of time and effort, and it looks like it is paying off. However, Weed fans know that she is never happy until she gets her way. But this time her pushy attitude may just ruin everything she has worked for. Mama June, family crisis. The old June Shannon returns and destroys happy family outing. The family therapy retreat weekend turned out surprisingly better than daughters Jessica, Alana, and Lauren thought it would. The Mama June. Family crisis family worked through a lot of painful feelings, and it seemed like they could be on their way to the reconciliation that they have all longed for. Since the weekend was a success, she convinces Pumpkin and her sisters into another family outing. She also wants to see her grandchildren. Lauren agrees to a family get-together at a local park. She tells her mother she can visit with the kids there. It is not quite what Mama had in mind, but she understands it is all about baby steps, so she will take what she can get. Things are going well, and the Mama June family crisis family enjoys their time together. However, she gets a little too overconfident. When she and her oldest granddaughter Ella Ifford get some time alone together, she asks Ella to be the flower girl at her wedding. Ella is all excited about it, except there is one huge problem. She failed to mention this to Lauren before talking to Ella. Mama June. Lauren's high hopes are shattered. During their therapy session, Pumpkin sees a change in their mom. She agrees to another outing because she feels her mother may have really changed. She starts to think things could be different, but the Mama June family crisis daughter's high hopes are shattered once she discovers that her overbearing mama has returned. When Ella tells Lauren that she will be the flower girl, all bets are off. Pumpkin immediately loses her temper. She is furious that Mama June has overstepped again because when she thought things might be different. Pumpkin tells her sisters to pack up her kids because they are leaving. Mama looks confused and hurt by what's happening. But Lauren tells her she knows exactly what she did, and it was not acceptable for her to talk to Ella about this behind her back. Not only is Pumpkin upset by her actions, but she also knows her husband Josh Ifford will not be happy about this. Family crisis. Did June blow her last chance? Josh and Lauren's marriage has suffered due to all the drama over the years brought on by the Mama June family crisis matriarch. He will not like what she has done now. Her daughters can't believe that she would risk destroying the progress they have made. Her spouse Justin Stroud warned her to tread lightly. He reminded her this would likely be her last chance to make amends. But now she may have blown everything. Tune in next Friday for the season finale of Mama June family crisis to see how this all plays out. What started as a heartfelt attempt to bring the family together turned into a disaster of epic proportions when June Shannon completely unraveled during what was supposed to be a peaceful family outing. In a shocking episode of Mama June family crisis, what should have been a rare moment of bonding turned into another explosive blowout that left daughters Lauren Pumpkin Ifford and Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson in tears, stunned, and questioning whether Mama June will ever truly change. This wasn't just a slip-up. This was an unraveling in broad daylight, in front of cameras, fans, children, and strangers. For weeks, producers had been teasing a big moment that would shift the direction of the season. And now, fans know why. The long-awaited family outing, planned to rebuild some shattered trust, ended up exposing every festering wound within the Shannon family. The day began with cautious optimism. Lauren and Alana had agreed, reluctantly, to meet up with Mama June for a low-key day at a local park. The plan included a picnic, some lighthearted activities, and a rare attempt at civil conversation. Everyone arrived with their guards up, but for a moment, it looked like there was a chance at peace. Alana tried to lighten the mood with jokes, and Lauren made a sincere effort to set boundaries while keeping the mood respectful. But lurking behind June's forced smile was a storm ready to explode. Tension started to build when June began talking over Lauren, interrupting her mid-sentence and shifting the narrative in a way that painted herself as the victim. Lauren, who has been the consistent voice of reason and protector for the family, tried to remain calm. But June's comments started to cut deeper. She began reminiscing about the past as if her years of neglect and addiction were just bumps in the. Lauren's eyes flashed with disbelief. "You weren't there, Mama. You left. You chose drugs over your kids," she said sharply. June scoffed and dismissed the statement as drama. It was in that moment that the tone shifted entirely. What happened next was described by crew members as one of the most chaotic moments in the show's history. June stood up mid-picnic, shouting that she was tired of being treated like a criminal by her own daughters. She waved her arms, knocked over a plate of food, and stormed toward the camera crew, demanding they stop filming this garbage. Children nearby looked on in confusion and fear as June's voice grew louder. Alana tried to defuse the situation, placing a hand gently on her mom's arm and whispering, "Please don't do this right now." But June was beyond calming. "You're all ungrateful," she screamed, her voice cracking with rage. "I did everything for y'all, and now I'm the villain. I should have never come today." Lauren stood in front of Alana like a shield. "You don't get to come here and blow up in front of our kids and call that love," she said, her voice trembling with fury. This was supposed to be about healing, not your ego. The argument escalated as June began accusing Lauren of manipulating Alana, claiming she'd turned the whole family against her. That was the final straw. Alana, quiet until this point, broke down sobbing. "I just wanted one normal day," she cried. "Just one." Crew members stepped in to separate the women as June began to sob and scream at the same time, muttering about how she should just disappear since nobody wants her around. Lauren took Alana and walked away without another word, leaving June alone in the middle of the park, surrounded by toppled food containers, uncomfortable onlookers, and a stunned camera crew trying to capture every heartbreaking second. Later, in a confessional filmed in a quiet corner of the park, Lauren said, "This is why we can't have normal." She shows up, pretends to be someone she's not, then blames everyone else when the mask falls off. "I'm exhausted. Alana's exhausted. We've been picking up her pieces for years. When is enough finally enough?" Back at home, Alana curled up on the couch, wrapped in a blanket and silent. When asked how she felt, she whispered, "I just keep hoping the next time will be different." But it never is. The fans watching the episode were outraged. Social media lit up with furious reactions. June had one job, to just not ruin the moment. And she couldn't even do that, one fan wrote. Another posted, "Lauren is a saint for even trying." No one would blame her if she walked away for good. Even longtime supporters of June were shaken. Some posted that they were rooting for her, but felt betrayed by her repeated behavior. Recovery isn't linear, they agreed, but accountability is necessary. June's camp later released a short statement claiming she had been triggered and was still working on emotional regulation. But for many fans and her family, the damage was already done. The outing that was supposed to mark a turning point instead became a painful reminder that no amount of time or therapy can undo the years of trauma overnight. The emotional residue from that day continues to linger, especially for Lauren and Alana. In a follow-up scene filmed days later, Lauren admitted she was struggling to figure out next steps. "I want to believe she can be better. I want that for our kids. But at what cost?" she asked. "We can't keep reopening wounds just to give her another chance to hurt us." Alana, whom has always been the most publicly forgiving of her mother, seemed drained of hope. "I don't want to hate her," she said softly, "but I'm starting to not even recognize who she is anymore." The tragedy of it all is that June seems to want connection, but her need to control, defend, and rewrite history keeps that connection just out of reach. Her inability to sit in discomfort without lashing out has made peace impossible. Family therapy was mentioned again in later episodes, but Lauren hesitated. "It can't be just for show," she said. "We've done that before. If she's not ready to hear hard truths, what's the point?" Meanwhile, viewers continue to watch in equal parts fascination and heartbreak. Mama June has always been a figure of tabloid chaos and reality TV scandal. But behind the headlines is a mother who keeps pushing her children away while claiming she just wants them close. The producers teased that the fallout from this failed outing will extend throughout the rest of the season. And from the looks of it, this wasn't just a bad day. It may have been the final nail in the coffin of a family trying desperately to rebuild something fragile. For now, Lauren is focusing on her own children, her husband, and protecting Alana from further emotional whiplash. June, meanwhile, has retreated from the spotlight in the immediate aftermath. But the question remains.